First ever Jonsered 525 rebuild. If you watch enough videos out there, you'll see enough rebuilds on how to take them apart. In all my scouring, I couldn't find anything online in YouTube about a Jonsered 525. So one of the things I'll point out is this oil pump gear threw me for a loop when it came to taking that off. And the truth is with the bearing tool, you can actually that'll just pull right off the bearing splitter, excuse me. And at this point, I've got new bearings on and the seals. Now what I did was I followed all the good people's advice out there, because I'm a total noob at all of this. And you're going to see me fumbling for words throughout this whole process. But a fellow Manitoban, Tin Man, has given me a lot of good advice through his videos. And I definitely froze this crankshaft before sliding on the bearings hot. However, they weren't actually quite sitting in this, I believe you call it a clamshell style engine case. And you could tell as you were spinning the bearings, or as you were spinning the crank, that it was too tight. Now I couldn't really tell. Something felt off, but I took it to a friend's last night and he said, yeah, that's way too tight. And what it ended up being was this bearing needed to actually get pushed over a little bit closer to the crank. And so he put it in his bearing press, and sure enough, it slid over quite a bit. So that's just one thing to look out for on these clamshell style bodies. You'll have this, ring right here between the bearing and the seal, and that's got a seat right in there just right. So here we go. Let's try to seat this in. Seems to sit pretty nice now. I'm not going to seal this totally up yet because I want to do my timing numbers. And the original sealant on this case here, on the bottom end, was some sort of, what looked like to be more of a silicone gasket maker than anything. And so I'm still trying to figure out if I can just use gray or what. But ultimately, I am going to do a base gasket delete here, which is why I want to do my numbers. Now I did get a little red box genuine piston. It's the only one I could find in 44 millimeter. And the reason why I bought it was, here's the old one. It wasn't in bad shape at all. Really, it wasn't that marred up. But what happened was, when I was taking out the circlip, I wasn't doing it with pair of needle nose, I was just doing it with my pick, and one of the circlips inadvertently, as you can guess, flew with great force, smacked me in the chest, and disappeared. I even borrowed a magnet from a friend, and I could not locate it. So I have one here, and I could have just bought another set of circlips on eBay, which I still might if this build doesn't go very well and I blow everything up and I wreck this brand new piston. I might end up putting this thing back in. So I'm gonna save this, but I'm not planning on using any tools that are too fancy, just to get the seal on without prolapsing it on the crankshaft. I did use a piece of water bottle, to wrap around the crank and then slide the seal over. This is all stuff I've been learning from Tin Man. I've just been digesting his content for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I'm just a tourist here. I started with this motor. It was my grandfather's. And frankly, there was nothing really wrong with it. It just needed likely a carb clean. However, I blew up a snowmobile, a Polaris IQ Touring 600 this past winter. So I am stepping into the world of small engine mechanics first, hoping to graduate to sled rebuilds, 4-stroke sled rebuilds. At least that one anyways. So I'll pause you here as I get a little further.